But I just don't think the kids can understand it because they're kids. You know, they're still in that I'm learning what emotion is, and I'm mad because my mom said I can't go to the Green Day concert, and my girlfriend was kissing another guy, so I'm going to put on some nail polish and act emo. And I think that they only see that side of Superman because they can only recognize that side of it.
And it also, too, like, it's like their definition of evil is like Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Tobey Maguire doing a John Travolta on the sidewalk. Or doing a little dance number. You know, so it's not evil doing evil shit. It's looking emo, doing dance numbers, and
yeah.
And it's just, that's a part of it, I think.
And I'm not mad at the kids. I'm not trying to make fun of the kids, because I was a kid once too, and I was in that phase where I'm only going to listen to The Cure, and you know, I'm going to paint my windows black, and everything's going to be dark, and you know, that whole, I won't say emo, but that whole, you know, dark time in teenage life. I think every teenager goes through that, but it's just like the Henry Cavill Superman is so, it's like
one note.
Yeah, like he didn't learn how to, because the great thing about Superman is he's more human. Like he's embraced like humans, and he is like the Boy Scout, you know. And this Superman is just like, oh my god, he was just so like Matt said, he was very sour. He was a sourpuss Superman. He was very, he couldn't get over that he was different. And by the time he was Superman, all that shit should have been out of the way. You know, otherwise, why put on the cape? You know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so, damn, what a missed opportunity.
What do you think of the future now?
It looks dim. It looks grim. Like, they're gonna have to. I'm surprised that this one didn't. Well, it made a lot of money, right? But I'm surprised it didn't destroy DC. I'm really surprised it didn't really sink the ship. So the next one, they're gonna have to get it right. They have to, because third time in a row, that's usually time where they scrap everything and start over again.
Yeah, I mean, it's making money, and people are going to bring that up, and I know that. I mean, we weren't stupid. It's going to make money based off the title alone. But,
yeah.
It's one of these instances where I look at the critics, you know, you look at the Rotten Tomatoes score, and I hate to say this, but in my mind, I feel justified by this, like what's going on, because Zack Snyder is the guy that I liked Watchmen. I haven't seen 300. I haven't seen Sucker Punch, even though I've heard some weird things about that. So there was a time where I liked Zack Snyder, but his fan fiction, Batman vs Superman, and then you're going to cram 5 stories into one movie. It's just...
Yeah, I totally get you. I totally feel you, man.
I think it's, like I said, you know, to me, the DC universe is like the Titanic, and this movie is like the damn iceberg.
Yeah. Like, I remember when I first saw Watchmen, I asked my friend who I went with if he liked it, and he hated it. And it's weird that so many people around that time I talked to, they all said they hated it, because I thought that was such a groundbreaking movie, because, you know, it brought in the whole how to make a conspiracy movie into a superhero movie but make it look cool, and I love the vibe of it. I love the soundtrack for it. I really love that movie. And with this movie, I thought that maybe he would have brought that kind of something like that to it, and it just didn't. Especially when, you know, you're doing the whole thing with Batman investigating Superman, all the conspiracies that they could have done with Lex Luthor. It was just like a wasted opportunity. And like you said before, it was just skimming the surface.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's funny because now I see on Twitter that And if those out there, if you want to follow me, ZeroCool13 is my Twitter. I'm on it every day. But now people are apologizing to Joel Schumacher. So I think it's quite funny that, this movie is so bad that people are apologizing to Joel Schumacher.
Yeah. Damn.
I mean, what does that say?
It makes you wonder, like, because I'm telling you, like, if these keep bombing, they're gonna scrap it and start over again, and we're gonna have to wait like another 10 years to see.
We're just gonna get 10 more reboots.
Yeah, they're gonna have to go with an unknown, someone who really nobody knows, who can really make a movie that's a movie.
Here's another question I got. Because of this movie and the bad word of mouth, etc., you see fans revolting at the studios and their fan fiction. Does this mean change, or is it just going to be the same status quo?
I would hope they would change. But after seeing Man of Steel and then this movie, I can see that they still made the movie that they wanted to make, but they just threw in like little pieces of things that they knew would catch our attention. So I honestly think that they've done it twice now, that they'll do it again. That they'll go like, they'll just say, okay, fuck the fans. The real hardcore fans, they're going to say, fuck them, go for the kids of today. Which sucks, because we're the ones that they made all their money off of. The kid who wants to go see his movie, he's going to ask his parents, or, which are pretty much guys like almost our age, for the money. Plus, we go see these movies because we want to see them do a good job with them, and they totally let us down.
Yeah, and this one was just another example. I mean, it just falls in line with other movies that it's like they can't get Spider-Man right. I mean, it's taken 5 movies, 2 different actors, and now you have a new guy in the Civil War movie.
Yeah. And
people are saying, well, give it a chance, give it a chance, give it a chance. Well, we've been through 5 Spider-Man films. It seems they don't know what they're doing. So why should I extend the benefit of the doubt?
And that's another one that I want to like too, because I really like Winter Soldier. I think Winter Soldier is like probably my favorite Marvel movie of like the new generation of Marvel movies. Like the first one, I didn't really like. I saw it in 3D, and there was maybe one shot I liked when he threw the shield at the 3D, and that was pretty cool. But I really didn't like it the first time I saw it. It took me like a couple of watches to really get it. But yeah, I really liked Winter Soldier and where they left off with that. So I'm hoping that this one's like that one. I heard it's the same director.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm really digging Captain America. Like, I was never really a Captain America fan, but that second movie just hit me on so many levels, like emotionally, and I was just like, yeah, I can see this going. So I hope they don't screw that up.
Yeah, same here. I have it on Blu-ray myself. I think it's a great sequel. And kind of speaking about Marvel and such, I've talked about it some a little bit, but what are your whole thoughts on this whole DC versus Marvel? Who's better?
Oh my god. This is like playground stuff. That kids were doing, back in grade school, but I think Stan Lee said it best when he said, there was always that rivalry, but at the end of the day, they were all friends. They knew each other. Everyone who worked at DC and Marvel were giving each other stories, giving each other ideas, going out for beer after work with each other, hanging out, doing, I forget whose story it was, or what comic book it was, but they actually had a party that lasted like 3 days with like 20 writers in a small apartment with one guy in the bathtub hammering out drawings. Like, they were all friends. So I don't even see why there's a DC and Marvel rivalry. I think people should embrace comic books as a whole. Like, it's like racism almost, to a certain degree.
Yeah, I mean, it's just more ridiculous when you have guys on YouTube and the social media that are fathers, guys in their 30s and 40s, and they're going after kids for being, they like, let's say they like Iron Man or Thor or Captain America. And that can go vice versa. That's the scary thought, is that you got these guys that have families that waste their time on social media attacking people.
Yeah.
Just because they have different tastes and different prerogatives.
Yeah.
If you were to ask me, I think both parties are shitty. I mean, I think both parties are batshit crazy because we can't be civil about, these movies. We can't be civil in our conversation.
Exactly. Like growing up, I was a DC fan. Like, read a lot of books, everything like that. Now, because of a lot of things that are coming out, not in social media, but in media in general, like TV shows and that, I'm starting to get into the Marvel side. I never thought I would get into the Marvel side, but I'm starting to embrace it.
That's how it was, because when I was younger, I was into the Batman movies. So I can say I was in the animated series. So I can say I was a DC fan. And that now I'm kind of like Marvel a little bit more, because I liked Ant-Man, I liked Avengers 2, I liked Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
I think, to me, they're doing a better job, not because, you're a Marvel fanboy, but they're actually taking their time with these movies. Not saying everything's a winner, not saying every movie they've done is a winner, because there's certain ones that I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. That's just me. Iron Man 3, but at least they're taking their time.
Yeah, and they're embracing it, which is really important, because back in the day there was no embracing it. It was studio. Studio built whatever movie you were doing. If they didn't like an idea, it was gone. And now it's very cool, because now we're in a generation where a lot of the directors and such are comic book fans, so they're actually taking the time to put the things into it that studio heads wouldn't let them do before. And a lot of fanboys would jump on the Marvel train and say, well, Marvel's, the best right now with movies and everything, but what they don't understand is every generation is different. Every generation is going to have a different, and it's only every couple of years, right? So that anyway, I won't use that word.
Is it paradigm?
Yeah, that paradigm. That paradigm could always shift, and we could see DC movies going good for another 10 years. But I think it's like you said. I think it's because they actually love it. They're taking their time. They're watching it grow. They're nurturing it, and that's what makes a good movie at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm not picking sides, because honestly, I'm like you. I think both sides right now are just being very fickle to everyone and to each other, and especially like you were saying with that Zack Snyder interview, where he was saying about where he was complaining about the Marvel people.
Yeah, being Flavor of the Week and like ensemble and. All you're doing, Zack Snyder, is just you're fanning the flames.
Yeah.
You're not helping, or you're a shield for yourself.
Yeah.